Hello guys, welcome back to Mythverse, your favorite mythology podcast. Today we bring to you a very interesting myth from the Greek mythology. Probably you have heard before about Orpheus and Eurydice, but as you know, around myths there are always 100 versions. But we're sure this is the original one and you will fall in love with the story just as we did during our research. Following tradition, before we begin, let's start with some basic context told by Amanda.
Hello everybody! I am so excited to finally share with you this myth. It has been one of my favorites from Greek mythology since forever. The main characters of our myth are Orpheus, Eurydice, Aristeus, Hades, and Persephone.
It all started with the legendary musician Orpheus, the son of the muse Calliope, the most important of the 9 muses that lived in Olympus. His supernatural talent in music was so powerful that it could calm wild animals, stop rivers, move trees, and even make stones cry. Apollo, his father and the god of music, saw his potential and decided to give him a lyre and teach him personally how to play it. Orpheus created a special bond with his lyre and became like one. He grew up between 2 worlds, and this helped him make his music magical.
Then to this wonderful story comes Eurydice, the most beautiful nymph. She represents love, innocence, and happiness. Eurydice and Orpheus met in the forest where she lived. Orpheus was walking around playing his lyre. His music was so beautiful that the animals were reaching him like if they were hypnotized. Trees looked like they were bending towards him and birds stopped singing just to listen to him. It was in that moment that they saw each other for the first time. Ancient stories claim that she fell for every note he played and they fell deeply in love almost instantly. The charm of their love was that it was completely natural and spontaneous. Orpheus composed the most beautiful songs for his beloved nymph, but sadly, their relationship was doomed to a heartbreaking fate.
No! Why do you go so quickly to the heartbreak part?
Hahaha, I know, but there is no way to sugarcoat this story. It's awful.
Well, yeah, you're right, let's go for it. So yes, sadly, shortly after they got married, just when their happiness was starting to transform into a future together, Eurydice died. I know, so sad.
Truly heartbreaking, but wait, we can't forget to tell them about what happened just before she died. Aristeus, son of Apollo and the nymph Cyrene, saw Eurydice and was captivated by her beauty. Blinded by desire, Aristeus started to chase her through the forest even if he knew she was a married woman and that her heart belonged to another. Eurydice was so terrified that she started running away, just trying to go back to her husband. While escaping, Eurydice didn't see the snake hidden in the bushes, and with just one more step she fell to the ground and her soul passed into the hands of Hades, god of the underworld. I just can't imagine how lifeless and heartbroken Orpheus felt after watching his wife just laying there with no more beauty and life.
Actually, they say that at the moment he took his lyre and started playing, his melodies, once full of happiness and joy, were turned into melodies of infinite sadness. Nymphs started to cry while hearing him, animals were grieving just for his music, and even gods felt shivers when listening to those notes full of pain. And then, all of a sudden, his inspiration was so big that he decided to do something no mortal had ever tried to do before. Go to the underworld to bring his beloved Eurydice back to life.
What a dream! It amazes me how he was willing to challenge the laws of the universe just to bring his wife back. He went to the underworld with only his lyre and his voice, determined to convince the god and the queen of the underworld, Hades and Persephone, to give him another chance with Eurydice. When he finally arrived, he did not beg or fight the god, he just played.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it just clicked to me how important music is in everything. It really saves lives, you know? Well, in this case, we still don't know if it will save Eurydice, but we know it saved Max in Stranger Things, and that Folklore and Evermore saved the pandemic.
You and your obsession with Taylor Swift, but yes, you are totally right. When Orpheus started to play, his music filled the dark and empty kingdom. Everything was calm, even the 3-headed dog, Cerberus, started to relax. The river Styx slowed its current and the lost souls listened. You know, they even say that his fingers were bleeding from the strings of the lyre, but he didn't even notice, neither cared. I think he was so smart because we usually tend to beg and cry and try to make other people understand our point by talking and talking, but he just decided to share his pain in front of Hades and Persephone by singing about love and loss.
It definitely was a great technique, and especially since his music was so pure and sincere, I get why Persephone was touched, and even more since she herself was taken from the world of the living. Actually, even Hades, who is barely moved by emotion, felt compassion. He accepted what Orpheus was asking, but with one condition, one really, really important condition.
I don't know if I would have accepted that condition.
I have not even shared that condition. Orpheus had to walk in front of her and could not look back until they both reached that surface. If he turned around before leaving the underworld completely, she will disappear forever. Of course he accepted without hesitation. So they began their journey back. The path was dark and silent, and Orpheus could not hear Eurydice's footsteps. He could not feel her presence. So of course, doubt started to grow inside of him, and he started to question. What if Hades had tricked him? What if he was walking alone? What if Eurydice wasn't coming back? Ever?
Every step became heavier, his heart was racing, and just when he could finally see the light of the surface, fear betrayed him. He turned around. He saw Eurydice for a small second. He tried to reach her hand, but she vanished, faded away like smoke, and returned to the underworld forever. There were no second chances, and just like that, with one look, he had lost her twice.
So tragic. Honestly, worse than Romeo and Juliet. When he returned to the world of the living, he not only carried grief, but also guilt. He was so close to having her back, and he lost her again. However, he didn't stop playing, but his songs were never about joy and love anymore. They were just filled with infinite grief, becoming a symbol of tragic love, one that tried to defeat death and failed.
What a powerful message. Isn't it so sad that just a little moment of fear betrays us and leaves us in pain forever?
I know, I feel like it really exemplifies the limits of human power and how strong love is, but also how this same love makes us fall into weakness and doubt.
Definitely, I think that his journey to the underworld represents his affection and devotion to the love he had for his wife, but he also represents human imperfection. It shows us how far someone can go for love, even daring to challenge death itself. However, Hades' condition of not being able to look back represents faith and trust, something that fear and insecurity can break, which is what Orpheus felt and what made him look back.
Exactly, and that's why the myth is famous all around the world. It is the perfect example of how even humans with talent, bravery, and power cannot escape from natural laws like death. And as well, it talks about the power of art, just like we were saying, how music is something scary and powerful, since Orpheus used it to move gods and spirits, but still at the end, it was no stronger than fate and destiny.
What a beautiful message, but such a tragic story. We hope you all enjoyed spending this evening with us, but as we've seen, everything comes to an end, and right now our time is up. See you next week. Hope you enjoyed it.
So, to close with today's lesson, the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice is important to understand mythical thinking in ancient civilizations because it shows how Greeks explain human experiences like love, loss, and death through stories involving gods and supernatural events. Instead of just using science, they use myths to give meaning to suffering and to establish natural limits between mortals and divine powers.
This story represents the belief that faith and the natural laws like death cannot be broken and that humans must accept their limitations. Through myths like this one, ancient civilizations tried to understand the world, human emotions, and their place in the universe.